Hello, good afternoon. Thought I would come and talk to y'all while I put all this stuff away. I just got some supplies today, and I don't know, I might do a haul video just to kind of, you know how we love haul videos. Just, I don't know, I think I might do a live haul. I don't know. But how is everybody? I am doing great. In spite of the craziness in social media. I really hate the fact that this channel is blacklisted, but I am happy that it does seem like new people are finding me on here now, which is actually a good thing because I want to be able to help people and stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, first of all, just in light of my personal situation with a very sick, malignant narcissist, I have taken screenshots, downloaded videos to clippings, um, just to keep in my files, possibly for later, and that's just what I've done about that. As far as like with what this person is posting, it is very sickening what this person is posting and the lengths that this person is going to try to manipulate and control how people see me, but also trying to force or really, really pushing for people to humiliate me and just to try to attack me. Okay. If y'all notice, there are certain things that have been stated publicly, not in comparison to what he has said. And literally, most of what I've said is just spoken about the things that he does. He has in the past 2 months, actually, the past year or so, hardcore. He has used voice cloning technology to try to control the narrative of how people see me as a mother. And then he is also bearing false witness, um, and telling very disgusting sexual lies on me. And I'm here to tell you that, first of all, before I get started with my discussion, that it is utterly untrue. I am disgusted by this person. And yes, I do plan to file a lawsuit in civil court against this person, but I would prefer to deal with what I'm dealing with at the moment and then get back home to my family and my children. Okay. And then I will deal with all of that stuff later. So, um, yeah, I'm pretty disgusted by this person's behavior. Um, Yesterday, it was mentioned on another panel that they would have left that person immediately after certain things were, I guess, discovered or said. But to be honest with you, with a person like that, it is never a good time to try to leave that person. If I would have, if the same thing would have happened last year, the same thing would have happened. He would have done the same exact thing. So there was literally nothing that I could do to prevent this person from behaving this way. Everybody knows how he behaves. Only thing I'm guilty of is giving him a chance to come into my life. When I realized that this person basically was making it seem like my children were an inconvenience to his narcissistic supply, was when I decided that well, not when I decided, that was when I knew for sure that I couldn't have him around anymore because I felt like he was endangering my children. So, this is the reason why I have refused him out of my life. And I don't have children with him. I'm not married to him. He has absolutely no bearing on my finances. He does not support me financially. Um, and he doesn't know anything about anything. You can't judge an outcome based upon being nosy. You know what I mean? So I am still very prepared for court. Just FYI, any woman that moves to a new state, or whether or not she's in her original state where she was born in, if you run into a slumlord, which is essentially a criminal, there's a reason why slumlords go to jail, even. There's a reason why they are fined. There is a reason why there is a code violation department. Uh, and the reason why is because no woman or man should ever have to worry about running into a slumlord that essentially they rent a house. The slumlord's action, or rather their inaction, on a very important major repair, should not ever have to worry about becoming homeless because of that. And I want people to know that, so that you can fight back and fight back for your rights. Renting a house should not ruin your life. It should not ruin your health. It should not ruin your credit. And you should not be afraid of being homeless because of someone else's negligence. That is the reason why we have state court, county courts, uh, and the reason why we have federal courts. Okay? So I just want to start off by saying that I am very prepared for court. I try not to think kind of outside of the box. I try not to mix everything together. I really do. I just think that it's a lot of people out there doing bad business. I think that there's a lot of people that don't care. I do live in the Georgia area. Over here in the Georgia area, it is a nightmare being a renter because there are so many people that like are out here running scams. There have been people that have lost thousands of dollars because you can go on the internet and look up a house and pay your money to somebody that doesn't even own the house. That doesn't even own the house. So it's a lot of scheming and scamming going on here in the Georgia area. Uh, I wouldn't suggest renting anywhere, but especially here. Two out of three of the experiences that I have had in Georgia with renting have been bad. And it is literally because of the unlawful retaliatory things that have been done. Do I think that it's a part of a larger conspiracy? Not against me, it wouldn't. If there was an actual conspiracy against High Priestess Jamila, I would destroy it. No doubt. It would be a tangled web that Jamila would undo. Absolutely. Okay, because I was looking at this one case just recently today. I'm not going to say old girl's name, but I'm kind of looking at the whole situation a little side-eyed. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to speak about it though, because, God knows that I have enough on my plate. I'm dealing with enough at the moment, and I just can't be getting myself involved in other people's scandals, and I'm just not going to do it. Okay, but yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely insanity. It is. And that is the reason why I thoroughly believe in understanding how to not allow another person who is an evildoer to control and dominate your reality. Getting back to what I was talking about with this very malignant narcissist, um, he is diabolical. He is horrible. It is very humiliating. I want to thank my clients who have been so sweet. I want to thank my friends on here that have been so supportive of me through this process, because it's not easy at all. Okay. And I think that with this full moon, I'm actually getting ready to do a cleanse on myself right now. I just got a bunch of candles and stuff in. And yeah, because that just, yeah. This person for the past over 10 years has literally been trying to recreate my world. And I know a lot of people are just like, oh, he's just acting stupid in social media and it ain't that big of a deal. But this is based upon the things that he does in social media, as well as the things that he has said to me in real life, almost trying to groom me or program me to think in like this weird way. It's very bizarre, trying to uh essentially use the Jedi mind trick on me. Um he's a Gemini, and some, with bad Geminis, I'm not saying that all Geminis are bad. I don't do that to zodiac signs. That's just like, I know there's quite a few Sagittariuses that I don't get along with. However, I have a cousin who's a Sagittarius and she's sweet as pie. Okay, so I don't judge people based upon their zodiac sign. Okay, as far as how they're going to behave or treat me. But, he's a Gemini, and one of the strengths of Geminis can be creating things. Okay, I have a very Mercury dominant chart myself, and I'm a very creative person. But however, I'm not a liar. I'm not a diabolical person. I'm not a person that likes to tear down and destroy. I'm the type of person that likes to heal people. That Mercurian energy can either heal somebody or kill somebody. And that is the reality of it. Okay. Both, and I know this for a fact, both of my parents were Virgos. Okay. My mother and my father were Virgos. And I have a Virgo moon. And I have a very Gemini dominant chart, including my dark moon Lilith is in Gemini. So, I have, I totally, everything that he does, it's just so very clear to me. It's never confusing ever. That's just like yesterday or either today. He is posting these disgusting things back to back to back. Why? Because he wants to get people to attack me for it. It's absolutely disgusting. It is absolutely disgusting for you to make up a lie so that people can attack a person and falsely persecute him. Go figure, he's been doing this to me since 2013. He is a disgusting person. And I can assure y'all, I'm just letting y'all know, as sure as the day is long, that not only is he going to be annihilated, like honestly, like for a person to do something like that, I don't care if you like him. I don't care if you don't like me. Okay, that's not fair for a person to be falsely persecuted for things that they have not done. I think he's a very despicable person, and I think that he is the poster child for why in courtrooms people and judges need to be hip on narcissistic abuse. I think that the courts need to really, really, really consider how much of a damaging and devastating effect that this is having on people, the impact that narcissistic people actually do have on society. For me, I'm obviously different. I am a witch. Not only that, I'm a psychic witch, and I will get a twitch. I will get a twitch right before somebody does something to me. And I will get this twitch sometimes a month in advance. I'll see it coming a month in advance. So I've already done something about it. And so, so for me, being able to fix a reality or either create a better reality for people is what I do for a living. Now, he's jealous. There's also the dynamic of the jealousy, and then there's also the dynamic of the religion. I'm actually going to talk to somebody once I have time. Honestly, it'll probably be months and months from now when I decide to make a move on this. But I actually believe, based upon what I've saw, well, I mean, not what I've saw, but what I've experienced, is that he is guilty factually of a hate crime. Not because I'm black, not because of no other reason except for the fact that I'm a witch and he is a Christian. Uh, and I know for a fact that I have an airtight case against him for coming after me the way that he did. And he is going to learn a lesson. I don't care what he says, how ruthless he thinks he is. If y'all think that he's powerful because he's a man, men had to come from a woman. Remember that, okay? In order for you to be a man, you had to be created through a woman. And a lot of people kind of take that for granted. You kind of take that for granted, especially misogynistic males like him. Sorry, y'all, I'm straightening up. Misogynistic males think that women are essentially beneath them. And they have to be reminded all the time that, hey, you know that you wouldn't be here without a woman. You know that a woman had to carry you for 9 months. We're not even talking about his mother. I'm not going to get on that because, I think that that's the direct problem, is the mother in the situation. I'm not going to get into that, but I can tell you that just in general, if you're a man that has disdain for women and you look at women as, I guess, chattel or whatever, a cattle or whatever, that's a shame. That's a shame. We're not just reproductive organs, you know what I'm saying? We're real people, okay? And it took the strength of a woman to bring you into this world. So you need to be respectful to women, okay? And this person does factually have a problem with respecting women. However, due to his learned behavior, he's pinpointed me a lot and a couple of other women. Okay. He is very flippant about the way he talks about people. He will talk about somebody in a New York minute and say something horrible about him. He has literally one of the most crudest, most vile people that I've ever known in my life. Okay. When simply what he needs to do, what he needed to do, it's a little too late for that now, but what he needed to do was just apologize to people. He could have did it years ago. He could have did it months ago. He chose not to. He wants to go down this road with me, and this is exactly where we're going to go. Okay. And, so it's nothing he can do about it. At the end of the day, this dude is going to learn his lesson. Do not allow people to dictate your reality. All day long, every single day, your mind, your thought processes, what you think, okay, kind of what other people think too, dictates your reality as well, which is why we're having this discussion, okay? So yeah, but essentially there are things that you can do, things that you can put into place. I will tell you that, do I believe that he is some special person like a shaman or something? I don't. I don't think that he is a shaman. I think that he is somebody that just plays around a lot. I think that he tries to play at it. And even if he was a shaman, even if he was somebody that could bend reality, I would flambe him. I would flambe him. I'm just telling y'all, you know what I'm saying? It just, first of all, I am a witch. And then, hey, triple darkness, hello. First of all, I'm a witch. But then again, I'm also, again, I have a much sharper mind than this person. The childish things that he lies about, and the disgusting nature of the way that he talks, the things that he says is god awful, god awful. Last night I literally felt physically sick last night based upon the things that he was saying, and then also the negative energy that was being kind of thrown at me. But of course, I'm not the type of person that's going to, if some negative energy is thrown at me, I'm either going to transmute it or I'm going to get rid of it and send it back. You know what I'm saying? Oh, thank you, Triple. You are a black king too. Thank you, hon. So, if you guys want to know how, like, first of all, don't ever allow, because this is something that narcissistic people like to do. They like to gather up a group of people to create this stench, and they like to bring together as many people as possible to come after a person. It's so disgustingly disgusting, but this is what they do. And so, don't ever, like act like you're on planet Pluto to where, oh my God, it's the end of the world. Everybody in the world, it's not the world. It's this small little tiny molehill of a situation. So relax is the first thing that I'm going to try to suggest that people do, because when you are in a relaxed state, you can think. Okay. If you are upset, you can't think straight. So just relax. Try not to be paranoid. Now, I will tell you, yeah, try not to be paranoid. Do your spiritual work. I am a believer in prayer, but I think that when it comes to a complex situation, you got to do a little bit more than some prayer. Okay. You got to go deep. Seriously. Okay. Because there have been more people who have been failed by prayer alone. Not saying that it doesn't work, but it doesn't work all the time. Somebody like him, I'm pretty sure that he has ruined many lives with no consciousness. He's ruined a lot of people's lives. That's a fact. You can tell that this person is, I wouldn't say he's a master manipulator, because he's not a master manipulator. He's very messy, he's very emotional, but he's very dedicated. Okay. And I feel like that's taken practice. This is how this dude has survived as a narcissist. And so it is a lot of work. It's a lot of work. I resent that too. I resent the extra work that I've had to do. It's unfair, but you know what? I'm going to do it. My life is worth it. My children are worth it. I'm a grandmother. It's worth it. If I have to lose a little bit of sleep, I'm going to do it. Your reality is being created by the head and the heart mostly. And so, in order to fully understand how to navigate through a situation like that with a person that is literally trying to create nightmares in your life, unfairness, injustice in your life, you literally have to understand the brain, the mind, the heart. And then I also feel that it is important. I think that witchcraft is the only way out of something like that as quickly as possible. That's the truth. Otherwise, I'm going to tell you something. The place that I was in prior to getting into my craft, I probably would be in prison by now. And he would be 6 feet under. I'm just being honest with y'all. Just some of the very humiliating things that he said. So I don't think being a witch is that bad. There have, after all, been plenty of women and men that have literally murdered people in cold blood that do the stuff that he does. Okay, I'm just being real. However, I wouldn't want to spend the rest of my life behind bars, and I wouldn't be trying to cover up nothing like that. I'd rather practice my craft, and it works for me. So your reality is being created by the head and the heart mostly. And I think that that's not the only place, because your reality is also about your health, your vitality. So that moves you down to the root chakra, the sacral chakra. You know what I'm saying? So you do have to take care of your whole self. Like I said, I'm getting ready to do a cleanse on myself for the full moon. Today, I'm doing it today. Actually, I'm doing a family cleanse for myself and my children, because he's been talking about them a lot, focused on my children a lot. And, I just want to make sure that, they're not catching anything through these airwaves and stuff, through these etheric realms and stuff. You know what I mean? Just do a clean sweep, you know. You have to understand the planets also. Every single day, I've been doing my alchemy burns, and it's been working wonders for me. Hey, sis, love you too. It's been working wonders for me. Just asking spirit, what planetary alchemy energies can I use today to accomplish this, to accomplish that? Uh, Dealing with a narcissistic ex, or dealing with a narcissist, period, it takes daily work, unfortunately. Very similar to if you were dealing with a drug addict or either a drug addiction yourself. So it takes daily work when you're dealing with people like that. If you're dealing with an obsessive person, it takes daily work because obsession is very close to addiction. Okay. He got addicted 10 years ago to attacking me because it put a band aid on his wounds. But in reality, it's never really done him any good, and he's never going to get what he wants because I am a stubborn bitch. I will never relent or never fold. I will never stop fighting and kicking his ass. I have always returned that crap to him. I don't I don't care who told you to do it. I don't care who sent you to do it. I don't care. That's not my job. My job is not to be his victim. That ain't my job. I don't get compensated for that. And I for damn sure ain't waiting around for him to do anything for me. And he wants to make it look like that because he's a narc and he's a misogynist. Really playing this role as though, oh, who, as if, oh, she needs me to take care of her. Since when? I've been taking care of myself my whole life. He tried to come into my life at a time where I had became financially free. And that's a big no-no a lot of times. I don't give a damn though. In fact, that case I was telling y'all about, I'm not going to mention the old girl's name, but I believe that the reason why she's getting so much hate is because she's a very successful woman. Okay. I think people are blinded by the fact that this lady is very successful, and people have a problem with that. And I'm talking, and yeah, she's more successful than me, or she was. She's sitting in prison now, but I'm not gonna bring it up. I'm not. I'm not gonna even get involved with that because you just never know. Well, I already know what's up. I already know, and so I'll never say anything. I decided that I will not be commenting or doing readings on any of these cases anymore. The P Diddy thing was enough for me. I can't concern myself with situations that are outside of my pay grade, and it's not my business. But I could see straight through what was going on. You have to be careful. You do. It's almost like they want you to have their permission, and you don't need anybody's permission. You do not need anybody's permission to be a successful and healthy and happy person. Nobody has the right to tell you that you have to be this or you have to be that. And only witchcraft is going to do it. And it's got to be the dark stuff. If your life is just perfect and you don't have those issues, then yeah, you can do just the light stuff. You can do the love and the light. But when you're in a situation to where very dark things are happening to you and you're being falsely persecuted and you're being targeted, you're gonna have to deal in the dark. You're gonna have to deal with the dark stuff. Okay. So that's just what it is. If you want to get somewhere. That's personally my opinion. It was my dark spirits, my dark goddesses like Hecate, Lilith, that essentially led me to the universe and just like the ultimate alchemy. They led me there. Okay. They taught me, they gave me the knowledge. Sis, please stop typing in law enforcement in the chat. I meant to tell you that. Don't I know that it's okay for you to express your opinions, but that's not a way of getting law enforcement on your side. It's not. It's not. Constantly talking about law enforcement, that's not doing anything, and it's not doing anything for my algorithm either. So let's not do that, okay? We're not even talking about law enforcement. You're not even sticking to the subject. We are talking about a narcissistic male. There have not been anybody in law enforcement that has done anything to me. Okay, so let's stick with the subject, okay? Seriously. I'm sorry, I don't mean to front on you, but I meant to talk to you about that. When you're typing things in the chat, that determines the algorithm of my channel. It does. And it determines, I don't have a problem with law enforcement. Somebody else may have a problem with law enforcement. You know what I'm going to suggest that they do? Yeah, okay. You know what I'm going to suggest that they do? I'm going to suggest that they find some kind of way to get the law on their side. That's what I'm going to suggest. Okay? Because we're not even talking about that. We're talking about community harassment, is what we're talking about. That's right. Everybody doesn't have the same issue that you had with them. Okay? And so, sis, if you want to talk about that, you are more than welcome to create a YouTube channel and talk about your problems with law enforcement, or we can talk about it in private. Okay, you can like vent to me or whatever you have to say about it, but right now is not the time. It's not. Okay. Um so anyway, yeah, because you've done that like the last 3 times that I went live, and we're not talking about law enforcement. Law enforcement is not attacking me. There's no court that's attacking me either. I'm not under attack by a court. I am under attack by corrupt attorneys. Okay, I am dealing with some corrupt attorneys, but as far as with law enforcement, no, because I just don't do that. Okay, and we've talked about this in private, and I'll talk to you about this when I get done here. Okay, if you could please remove that comment if you don't matter. I'm sorry, if you don't mind, I'll do it. Yeah, we're not gonna do that. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be a bitch, but we're not gonna do that. Okay, because that's not what this is about. In fact, I don't even do videos about like bad law enforcement. That stuff like that, saying stuff like that will get you watched and all of that stuff. And trust me, I have enough problems with. I have enough problems. I do. Okay. So anyway, I kind of got thrown off track a little bit because of that. So, with that said, I'm going to wrap this up. What I'm going to say is that don't let anybody create your reality for you. That would include anybody and everybody. That's anybody, no matter who you're dealing with. Don't let people create your daily reality, because see that what that is mind control. When you allow somebody to create or to affect how you feel or to affect your day or to affect how you see things, that is mind control. That's somebody controlling your mind. Okay? That's someone controlling your mind. When you allow people to control how you feel, that's it. When you allow people to control how you see things, that's it. Okay, that's mind control. And so that's where it is at. And then people, if you allow people to control your reality, you won't ever get anywhere. You won't ever accomplish anything, because they have told you what your reality is going to be, and that's it. They said this is going to be your reality, and that's it. And this is how a lot of women stay in abusive relationships. This is how they do it. Okay. Also, another thing, I think that healing is very important. Healing, healing energy. Even if you haven't resolved the entire issue, you should focus on healing a lot. Okay, you may not be healed completely. The issue may not be resolved in its entirety, but at least you have healing energy around you, and you can take some time every single day to meditate and to relax yourself. Because if you stay in a constant state of being upset, like all day, every day, like if every single day you get upset about something, guess what that's going to start affecting? Your head and your heart. That's how people get cancer, in my opinion. Thank you, sis. I appreciate that. Okay. So, you know, and I do appreciate your experiences. I do understand your experiences, especially being that you are in the deep south. So please don't think that I'm discounting you. I just don't want the conversation to be derailed. Okay. That's all. So it's, no harm, no foul. I should have got me some charcoals. I gotta get some more charcoals too, because I think I'm down to one more roll. Um you have to work on your mind. And if somebody is doing a smear campaign against you, which this has been this person's specialty, because this person has the ability to lie and to exaggerate a whole lot at a drop of a hat. Like, this person will just start lying. I mean, can make up lies very eloquently, make up lies. And to me, it doesn't sound like the truth. To me, this person is a bad actor. But, in a society where we live in, where there's so many hurt people and there's so many people that are missing things and they don't exactly know how to get those things, they're willing to gravitate towards that. To me, it's a weak mind. Did I say that he was strong minded? No, I'm the strong one, because I'm the one that has gotten through this situation without being depressed, without being sad. I've gotten through the situation. I need my mullein leaf. I've gotten through the situation without being depressed, without being sad. Okay. Without believing in anything that he says, which is, just awful, awful misogynistic things. Uh, I have never been a poor person. I have never been somebody that felt that way. The very first time that I've ever felt poor, it was because he was in my life. And I can tell you, there's nothing more frustrating than having children who are depending on you to eat, and you earn too much to get food help. But then again, you're self employed and you got to figure out how you're going to feed your kids. There's nothing worse than that. And no man should ever put a woman in that position, but a lot of them don't mind. Okay. A lot of them don't mind doing that to a person. They don't care. Okay. This is what makes a person diabolical. This is what makes a person the way that he is. He has no consciousness. I don't even think he has a soul, personally. And if he does have one, it's very, very sinister. He's a very sinister person. Okay. Let's put it like that. So, there is help out there for you. Do not ever give up hope of your life, and they can sometimes make it seem that way. And, society, there are people in society that will, especially with me, what I've noticed is that, uh, you know, there are people in society who will try to take advantage of you because they know that you have been put in that position. It's, it happens a lot that people will try to take advantage of you. People will try to, get over on you. I know that social media is everything. You know, employers look people up in social media before they hire them, before they hire them. And there's been a blatant and obvious, I mean, they're sharing this post from this sex worker in California that she made about me in 2020. But this woman is very mentally ill and attacked me unprovoked. So they're doing the most, the absolute most. And, you know, it's like, well, what I found is that, you know, people in social media, they don't mind publishing lies about a person. You know what I'm saying? So, but guess what? That lady posted that in when? 2020. I have not allowed her to affect me. They want to try to convince people that they have affected me. I will admit that my landlord affected me. If my landlord would have done what they were supposed to do, things would be a lot better. But they didn't. They didn't do what they were supposed to do. Okay? It's the reality of it. And there's a laundry list of things. There is a lot. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and you have to learn how to create your own reality is all I'm going to say, and I want you guys to really pay attention to that, especially before this next Mercury retrograde, because it is just going to be a mess. It is going to be a mess. Not with him. He's going to move on unless he decides to extend it, which I doubt he'll be able to. uh Neither mentally nor physically he'll be able to. You know, because the things that he tried to throw at me to tear me down is only going to tear him down. And I do not feel bad for it. I don't care. You know what I mean? I only care about myself and I care about the people that I love. Why should I have concern for this person that's trying to do harm to me? Why? I'm not the type of person that's going to love somebody that shows me hate. I'm not one of those people. I'm not. I'm a survivor. I'm a warrior. I'm not going to sit up here and no, I'm not going to do that. My ancestors would never let me do that. Oh, I feel so bad for you, and I'm just going to do everything you want me to do. But in reality, he competes with everybody, every like even little kids. He competes with little children, little babies. He's competing with a baby. It's very bizarre. You know what I mean? It's very bizarre. So, you know, and I just deal with it and I heal myself as much as possible from it. I know that tonight I'm going to get a nice bottle of wine so that I can make offerings to my spirits tonight. Yes, I am. I'm going to have some steak and some nice Malbec. I'm gonna have me some Malbec tonight, you know, and I think I'm gonna try to get my hands on some blood oranges if it's in season, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, and it's it creates extra work for me to do. Like for example, I'm gonna give y'all an example. Okay. Now he's made it perfectly clear that him and these trolls and this group of stalkers are watching my case. So you know what that means? That means that my spirits are gonna make sure that during my court dates that they're gonna have a bunch of goddamn chaos because you're watching. Maybe if you were not watching, maybe if you were not trying to do that, then perhaps you wouldn't have to have chaos. But my spirits are going to bring chaos. Mainly, and it does happen, it does work. Don't let them tell you that it doesn't because they don't mind lying to the public, even though they know that the experiences that they are having and they can't just respect it. They can't just move on. What they have to do is they have to make videos in social media because of the chaos that they're experiencing because they're meddling and they're being weird and they're trying to work against me and my spirits are going to give it to them. So, you got to understand that, especially if you're dealing with something like this, you have to be working very close with somebody that knows about stuff like this. I'm the type of person that has experienced it firsthand. Okay. Have been dealing with it for years, dealing with this person. And there was never any perfect time for me to leave or let go of this person. I feel like I feel it's divine timing right now because, it truly is over. And he hates hearing me say that. And it's been 2 months since then. But that's because he wants to play. He wants to pretend as though he's playing cat and mouse, and it's very sick. You know, I'm sorry. I take my life very seriously, hon. Okay, I take my life very seriously. Of course, you know what I'm saying. I'm not gonna sit up here and not laugh and not have fun. But when a person doesn't understand that they should not do the things that he's doing, then that denotes, oh, this person doesn't take life seriously. And there are certain things you have to take seriously. Okay. And the experiences that I've been having with this person, I definitely and absolutely take it very seriously. Okay. And I'm not, it's good to laugh at stuff at the end of the day. It's good to, just relax and have a glass of wine or do what you do. But at the end of the day, when it's time to go to work, you got to go to work. Okay. And when I go to work, what I mean is work. You know what I'm saying? When I am in meditation, I am not just trying to look pretty. I be deep in the zone. Okay. When I make contact with my spirits, I'm deep in the zone. So, and nobody, as far as I'm concerned, and everybody's supposed to feel this way. Every witch should feel this way, unless you're attacking me. Okay. But if you're a sensible witch, you know what I mean when it comes to going into that zone, into that trance state when you are making contact. It's not the same as prayer. I guess it could be considered the same thing. Not really though. Praying praying to me is praying to um, God and asking for it. It's very different when you are doing witchcraft. Okay, it's very different. So and I'm letting people know that I take this very seriously. I was absolutely disgusted last night by what I heard about this person saying, because I'm not a glutton for punishment and nobody has the right to punish me. I was not listening to this person. I can't sit here and listen to this person's negativity and take in this person's negativity um, every time he decides that he wants to come to social media. I can't do that. Mm-mm. So a lot of times it's because I hear stuff through the grapevine. Okay. And what I heard about, I was absolutely disgusted. I've been disgusted by him saying things like that, but for some reason last night it was extra disgusting. It was extra disgusting. I was disgusted. Okay. I was absolutely floored. You understand what I'm saying? And just couldn't believe that this person would stoop that low. Like that to me, it's like, hey, I'm not gonna let you ruin my life. And like I told him previously, okay. He apparently feels like his life is ruined, apparently, because he told me, he said, well, your life is already ruined. How? How? Is it because because he's comparing apples to oranges? Oh, I already bought my house. You haven't bought a house. Well, I haven't bought one yet. And when I get my house, I plan on building one because I want a custom built home. Oh, you haven't done that yet. Doesn't mean that I can't do it. Doesn't mean that anybody can't do it. You know what I'm saying? And I just it's kind of ridiculous. It really is, and this is the reason why I don't get along with people like that, because I believe in manifesting. Okay, But other than that, everything in my life is going along with plan, because I did have three children that I raised, and then I had ended up having my fourth. And I was just at home with my babies. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't thinking about those things at the time, in a sense to where I was taking action towards them. I mean, I was thinking about them. It's always been a desire. But, I felt like at that time, I owed that time to my kids. They were all very young. And no mother should have to go through that. If you are fulfilling your dreams in life, no mother should have to go through that. No, no father should have to go through that. If you have plans and goals set for your family, you don't, and I don't know if he thinks that he has to tear people down to get anywhere. I think it's ridiculous. Um, it ain't that deep for him to be doing and saying it. I mean, really, to be honest with you, he should just go ahead and just come clean about the situation and just apologize and move on. Well, even if he doesn't do that, he's not going to hold me up. I'm not going to allow it. And I'm never going to allow him to create my reality. He is never going to be allowed to do that. He's not going to stop nobody from loving me. He's not going to stop me from dating men that are more so of my caliber. He's not going to stop me from having friends. He's not going to stop me from getting my custom built lake home. He's not going to stop any of that. He's not going to stop my heart. He's not going to murder me, which is something that is very disturbing, because one of his friends, who, by the way, is supposed to be a Christian, was essentially wishing death on me. Essentially. And I'm like, why are you wishing death on me? I don't even address you. I don't even know you. What are you talking about? It's very bizarre. I guess she didn't like me telling the truth. You do things like that to people and you are at risk of death. You are, especially when you're randomly attacking people. Okay, let's keep it real. These people began to randomly attack me. I didn't create that. I would never create something like that, not for myself. Okay, so that was something that was pretty much orchestrated. You know what I mean? And it is gang stalking. We don't really like to say that word though. I'm gonna call it organized stalking. Is what I'm gonna call it. Organized stalking. Well, what's the difference? Because it's gang stalking is not even really recognized yet, which I think it should be, especially looking at the situation that I've been dealing with. It is organized gang stalking, is what it is. So, and I'm up for the challenge. You know what I'm saying? To me, it's not even a challenge. It's a breeze. It's easy breezy. Okay. And just because I get older doesn't mean that that it gets worse on me. Actually, the older I get, the stronger I get, the wiser I get. So I don't, understand folks and their little attitude about that. But, anyway, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm lighting up these tea lights. Yeah, you just can't let people do that to you, no matter what position that they are in. You can't let people do that to you. Okay. And then especially if you want your reality to be just and fair, right? You should be living a life that if needed, you're going to get justice. It shouldn't be you just getting flipped around everywhere and being degraded. No. And especially as a woman, I stand strongly against that. I stand strongly against that. You would never catch me anywhere doing stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That's just like this female acquaintance that he always talks to, who is his sidekick or whatever. I would never require for him to go live and attack her, right? Not for 10 years, okay? I just don't operate that way. I try to live my life in a happy state. You got to be a very unhappy, miserable person to expect a person to just get attacked for the rest of their lives. You know what I'm saying? So, whoever wants that or facilitates that, listen, I personally believe that you're going to get some damn karma. You know what I mean? I believe you're going to get some karma for that. I don't think things are going to work out like that. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, yesterday it was so weird. It got so damn hot in my room, like in the afternoon. Like it got so freaking hot in my room. And I had fallen asleep and I woke up. I was just covered in sweat. I was like, oh my God. But then again, my body is doing different things. I do think that my body is currently detoxing. I've been using um where's that deodorant? I've been using the Arm and Hammer essentials with natural deodorizers free of aluminum. And when I first moved to Georgia, I didn't use antiperspirant deodorants. I've talked about how very dangerous antiperspirant deodorants are. And so I think that right now my body is purging everything since because I've been using this for probably like just about 2 weeks. So I prefer this though, actually. And it's got rosemary essential oil in it and coriander. It's got lavender, rosemary, and coriander essential oils in it. So, but it kind of it's been allowing my body to naturally sweat. If y'all go back and look at some of my earlier videos, like you will find me talking about that a lot. So I am detoxing, and so you know what I'm saying. Just have to take 2 or 3 showers per day, which I don't mind taking 2 or 3 showers per day. You know what I'm saying? I just got to get me a new razor for my armpits because if you have even the slightest hair under there, like you got to have antiperspirant deodorant. But so I've been going through a lot of changes, and I've been preparing myself for this big move. I'm and it just is what it is, and that's another thing that he doesn't want to happen, but it's not his choice. He doesn't create my reality. If I don't want to be in Georgia, if I want to go back to my hometown, that's my business. He can't just stop that from happening. He's got to respect it. He's got to let go. Okay. So, you know what I'm saying? And, and it's crazy because, I'm going to tell you what it feels like he's treating me like. He's treating me like I'm a coma patient or something. He's treating me like I'm a coma patient. Like I'm in some kind of coma and I'm imagining all of this is happening and I'm not actually in Georgia. Like I'm just back somewhere in a coma somewhere, you know what I'm saying? And waiting to wake up out of my coma, that like it's that unreal. It's that unreal. Like honestly, it's crazy. It's absolutely insane. So and a lot of you guys can probably attest for that is that when you're dealing with somebody like that, when you're dealing with people like that, it is like it almost makes you feel like because we talked about derealization disorder. Remember when I talked to y'all about that? That's kind of what it feels like you're dealing with, like some kind of derealization disorder or something. Like, what is going on here? Like, is this even real? Like, wow. You know, I mean, it's not real. The things that they're saying to you is not real because you know that you're going to manifest something different. But, there are some people that they want. And here's my whole thing about it. I spoke about this. I think that the internet connects us to other realms. And I think that there are people that even they can be living down the street from you and they're in a totally different realm. Totally different realm. They may know your location, but you're living in a totally different world that has nothing to do with them, and they are just struggling and going through it and acting a fool, just like last night. This is normally a very quiet neighborhood. I don't bring ruckus to this neighborhood. It's not my fault. These people need to go somewhere else. These people need to stop doing what they're doing. So I was actually quite pissed last night about what was going on. And it's crazy. It's absolutely insanity. You know what I'm saying? So, because prior to even becoming acquainted with him and a few others, I had never lived like this. Never. My life was always very quiet and peaceful. And I'm going to get back to being that, having that quiet, peaceful life. In fact, today, that's exactly what I'm going to put in my wishes and dreams bottle, which that wishes and dreams alchemy working that I do is essential for that. Like, because they'll get up every day and they'll say, what can I do to try to make this person miserable? What can I do? Well, you know what? There's not a reality where you can ever make me miserable. There's not a reality where you can ever make me sad. There's not a I don't live in that reality. I don't live in that reality. I would never live in the reality that you try to create for me. And you have to be strong like that. And you don't have to get violent. And you don't have to get upset. You don't have to get scared. Don't get scared because technically they cannot create your reality. You are empowered to do that. Okay. You have the empowerment to do that, which is pretty much the basis of witchcraft and not really necessary, among other things. Okay. That's one of the many, many factors of witchcraft. Okay. But there's other elements of it as well. So, that part right there. Okay. So, anyway, I just wanted to come and give you guys some encouragement. I'm pretty sure that there are other people out there that might be going through some stuff, and I am here to help. I gotta go though because I gotta get ready to do a reading today. And so I'm gonna go, but I will catch you guys later. I hope y'all enjoyed this discussion and that this helps somebody. I noticed that when I come on here and have really, really good discussions, I don't get that many thumbs up. If y'all could thumbs up the video, it helps with the algorithm of my channel. Like when I have a serious discussion like this. When I have a serious discussion like this. Now, if I come on here roasting, then people love to upvote that. And this is not a roasting channel. I'm not a roaster. I am a witch. Okay? I'm not a roaster. Okay, I like to roast turkeys, roast pigs. I'm not a YouTube roaster. I can talk some mess. I can talk some smack with the best of them. But other than that, that's not my main focus in life. In fact, it's way too stressful for me. I don't like it. I don't like it. Okay. So that's just what that is. But anyway, y'all have a happy Friday. I will be seeing y'all later. I think what I want to, and I want y'all to really start paying attention to what I be telling y'all about these retrogrades and these planets. I know a lot of people are not into astrology. You don't have to necessarily be into astrology. I'm into both astrology and astronomy. I love our universe. I love to explore the universe. I'm constantly looking at NASA website pictures. I love it. And I do plan on buying me my very first telescope. Not a real, real, real expensive one, but it'll be a good one because I love to stargaze and I want to take a closer look with my own eyes. You know what I'm saying? Can y'all imagine when I get a telescope, the beautiful images that I'll get of the moon, especially? That's going to be freaking amazing. So, there's a lot of things that I'm interested in, but I want you guys to start paying attention to that because every single time one of these planets go into retrograde, like stuff starts happening, doesn't it? And it's going to be a trip whenever Mercury goes back into retrograde. It's going to be a whole trip because we'll have Pluto in retrograde. And then what's that other one? Pluto, I can't think of it right now. I'm sorry. I'll talk about it later. Okay. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure that y'all hit that thumbs up and subscribe. And yeah, don't let no narcissistic, especially no narcissistic male, because I think if you're married to a man or if you're with a man, like actual in a real relationship with that man, yeah, y'all gonna be creating y'all reality together. But you should never let no strange male online create your reality. Stop letting them do it. Okay, and I think that a lot of people do that with these trolls. They allow the trolls to create their reality. He's one of them. Okay. Sis, I got some different types of bottles today too. I think I'm gonna do a haul tonight or something later on tonight. I think I'm gonna do a haul, like a live haul or whatever. It'll be later on tonight, like when I'm drinking, like I'm just gonna be sipping on a little bitty tiny amount. Like I'm talking about a littlest tiniest amount of wine tonight because I do not like to drink too much. Nope. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sis, we need a spa day, man. I could really use a massage and like a hot stone treatment and stuff like that. Like, yeah, I could really use something like that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, all right, y'all. Y'all have a good day. Everybody have a beautiful Friday. Blessings to y'all. Bye-bye.